Hi guys,
My
welcome
YouTube
to my
channel.
YouTube
Hi,
channel.
Gaurav.
Hi Gaurav. So we can start for today. So the topic of today is to understand your journey. Express my thoughts about the journey and to basically educate everyone to understand how things goes in IT sector, right? तो पहले मैं यही पूछना चाहूंगा कि हाउ इट्स बीन योर जर्नी लाइक राइट सो गौरव so both of them are Gaurav Tiwari and Gaurav Joshi. We've been together for around 8 9 years now. Of course, we are in different company, but we started all together, and I mean, we were in at one point of time we were in one company, and it
For
was
the same team working for the same
same,
client.
same, yeah, working for the same team, working for the same client. Yeah, of course. Joshi ji is my senior, and let's start with him then. So, what do you think, Joshi ji? Just tell me about your IT journey. Like, I mean, was it a struggle in initial period? Is it still a struggle after so many years of an IT? So, what is it's been like?
Actually, I have started my career in 2005 from one small ISP in
Yeah.
it's actually a Delhi-based ISP. So I started my career from ISP, and my first job was to install that modems and all. Right, so it's a field job.
Yeah,
So
very tough, huh?
then I moved to one company who is actually having a one data center which manages the company's servers, as well as they have given in VoIP based calling solutions, right? So I was
Okay.
started to then I was started working on SIP servers, VoIP based solutions. Then slowly I moved to the network part, and after worked on almost on 2 years in that same organization, then I moved to Tech Mahindra,
Was it
right?
a
And then
struggle during that time? I mean, I just want to
yes, it
understand
is.
why is
Yes,
because
it is.
when I mean, how do you got your first job? Is it like you passed your college and straight away you went into IT sector, or was it a struggle of even getting the first job itself?
Actually, at that time means the struggle is actually in a different sense, because my most of the friends are in programming, right? Some of are in Oracle programming, and some
Yeah.
of are in .NET. So only I am the one who actually moved to the infrastructure part. Even
Okay.
I at that time I don't know where we need to go.
Yeah.
Programming I have no idea as such. Means I love to do that, especially in C C plus plus, but I didn't find any job at that time. It was actually a struggle. So then I try to search a job for one another with some references and all. Then finally I got a job, and it's a field job. It's a so then I at that time I thought that okay, I've done my MCA in programming and all, but when I came into the first
The
job, I
networking.
didn't
Yeah.
find anything, right?
Yeah.
So it's a
What about
networking, it's a different thing.
what about you, Tiwari ji? So, what about you, Gaurav? So, how it all started, and was it a struggle to get a job itself?
Um, to get the job, not so much because I was a campus hired. I joined Wipro
Ah, lucky guy.
Technologies back in 2008. But yeah, after that, it was a big struggle because I had no clue what uh, what type of jobs are there. Uh, all the orientations we had before joining the company, like in college, they were just about company and what it does. But
Yeah.
what actually we have to do, I had no clue how it's done.
Yeah. So
And
it's
the
basically
training,
random. You guys go to
yeah,
networking, you guys go to programming, you guys go to cloud computing and all that stuff, right? So it's random. I mean, I know it's random for me. I mean, for I've seen. What about you? So you wanted to go into the same technology we were you part of or what?
not at all. See,
Okay.
I was a computer science engineer, so I only knew about that you have to do coding in companies. I had no clue that there are other technical jobs as well, like
Yeah.
for example, IT infrastructure. And the first project I got was for EMC storage, and I
Okay.
had zero
Zero
amount of
clue. Huh?
idea like what storage is, in
Yeah.
fact. And so understanding it and then start performing, because there will be expectations from day one from you, and there will be guys who will be performing from day one, because everyone has a different pace, everyone learns at a different task, and everyone has different type of like when I joined my first company, I had even in my imagination, I was not thinking to become a top performer. I was just planning to survive.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was a slow starter, I must say. I did not focus much on learning things at the pace that my other colleagues were learning and trying to perform. So your focus is very important if you want to grow faster.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's a path that you define. There will be people around you whenever you join a company who will be super sharply focused on their job, learning extra stuff, performing extra, making their manager's life easy.
Yeah,
So they will always be limelight. They will always be preferred for promotions, for more responsibilities. If there are any on-site opportunities, they will be the first one to be picked.
of course.
So I was not that guy.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I started
So,
slow. I wanted to have fun as well during my job. I had a good friend circle. I was staying in Pune, so
okay.
my focus was a little misplaced if I talk about just in terms of career. But slowly, I understood how this whole IT paradigm works, and how you can constantly, if you want to progress, you have to constantly learn, because being in technology sector, whatever technology you're working on today will be obsolete in the coming few years, and it will be replaced by a new technology or
Of
something
course.
new in the market. So
Yep. We're gonna
when I
talk about
realized,
it. We're gonna talk
yeah.
about it a little bit more. But just wanted to share my initial days. My initial day was very different. I got campus placement, and the company got closed after 4 months. So it
Oh,
was like I joined one company. I was there. I was getting paid. I was learning a little bit of ERP solutions, and then it got failed. Right. So I was like a very new guy. Didn't have a clue about IT, a little bit about coding and all. And then I was like, no job, no one was calling. I was there for four months. I was sitting idle, hearing people say, engineer ka ladka ghar baitha hai, engineer ghar baitha hai, and all that stuff. Then HCL came to me. That still happened for me, and I went into desktop support and eventually into Windows and then eventually into networking and all that stuff, right? So initial days was very tough for me. I mean, it was like like a real wake up call, because see, after if you're doing a 4 year engineering and then you think that it would be easy for you, it will not be easy for you if you are not campus placed. If you are campus placed, then you know uh, it gets easy for you to get first job, but
yeah.
after some time, it's your hard work and your luck also coming into picture. So yeah, Gaurav, tell me, Joshi ji, बताइए.
No, but I just need to add 2 points into it. The first is that our time was actually difficult. If you not get a job, a campus
Yeah,
placement,
yeah,
then it will be a difficult, definitely.
of
But
course.
now the things have changed, right? Because everything, the one thing is that you have so many platforms where you can showcase your work.
True.
And second and the most important thing are each and every technology, if you want to do anything, right, everything is on cloud now. you
Yeah,
can create your
it's
own
easy.
you can create your own projects, and you can showcase in on anywhere in LinkedIn, in Naukri.com. You can go and put your projects, and it is actually visible for everyone. and
But
second and the most and
yep.
second and the most important thing, which I've actually learned from my career, and which I'm going to share with your audiences, that first initial years, right, if you get a chance to work on a small organization, right, always pick up that one. Because
Go for
that
that.
thing
True.
actually,
You'll learn more.
I actually did a big mistake, because I've started my career in my initial days, right. I was working on data center. Physically, I will just put it on that, you install the racks and all. I've installed routers, right, BGPs and all, everything. I
Yeah,
knew it, right. I
yeah.
was so much, hands-on experience. But because I'm very new, I don't have that much of experience. So I always look at, because I'm actually, I told you that I'm actually providing a, installing at a VoIP solution as well.
Yeah.
So I went to the big organizations, right, to install that solutions and devices. So one day I went to one organization in Noida. It is actually a software based company. The name is called GlobeLogic. So I've just went there and see that, oh, the people are enjoying a lot, man. He's just sitting idle in AC and they start working on it. So I was so much, I was just seeing that, oh, okay, अभी ना मुझे भी बड़ी कंपनी में जाना है.
बड़ी
I have
कंपनी में
decided my
जाना है, हाँ.
right.
True,
So
true.
then I go to the interview and crack that interview in first because in वो 2-3 साल में I had already a very good experience about networking and all. So उसने मेरा 10 मिनट इंटरव्यू लेने के बाद ही सेड कि अरे यार that's okay. अभी मुझे क्या था कि then I need to go to a big organization where we have a big name, right? You don't need to go to that field job and all. तो मैं वहाँ गया. तो when I enter into it after a month or so, देन आई हैव सीन दैट ओके वो जो काम मैं वहां कर रहा था वो तो यहाँ पे उसका शायद 10% भी
टेन
नहीं है.
परसेंट भी नहीं
और
है, राइट.
और आज तक इतनी जर्नी में अभी तक आई हैव नाउ 19 ईयर प्लस एक्सपीरियंस स्टिल द वर्क व्हिच आई गॉट इन माय फर्स्ट
फर्स्ट
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नॉट.
नहीं मिला.
No,
Yeah,
it's like
completely,
that. Yeah,
completely
it's like
agree.
that. It's like that. So one thing I wanted to share. Ashni Grover, who was co-founder of Bharat Pay, he also interestingly said one thing. Then after leaving Bharat Pay, he joined a company called ENY or some other multinational. And on the
ए एंड
first
वाई.
day, ENY itself. So on the first day itself, he went there and he came back and he quit his job on the first day itself. He thought that it has to be chaotic. He likes chaotic stuff. He wants a place where everyone is screaming and everyone. But in IT company it's not like that. IT company, if you go for a multinational, even if you are in a project, you don't know what the other project is working upon, right? It's only when the transparency come, you see your emails, then when there is an appreciation of different people working, then you come to know that they have worked upon this and this is the solution they have achieved. But during the work they don't share anything, right? So I mean everything is so calm, and it's not like any other sector. IT sector is very different, right? So
True, true.
my understanding is initial days it's a struggle, but once you know that you are going to do certain you want to take certain path. For example, in IT infrastructure, I'm talking about IT infrastructure because I have been part of IT infrastructure, but it is common for other fields as well in IT. So if you are a developer, then you know that if it is, but everything now is cloud computing, right? So if you even if you are a developer, you should know how to create your infrastructure in the cloud, right? You should know how to develop it. I mean, if you use Python and all whatever. So my next question would be, so once you are into your path, so what are the challenges? I mean, what are the challenges once you are, you got your first job, you got your second job, and you know that this is the path that you would be taking. You are well established. You know that you are taking IT infrastructure. Then what really happened after that? Were you consistently performing good, or was it up and down? How your clients were with you? You just share a little bit, Tiwari ji, first.
Yeah, so IT infrastructure was like not a choice. It was just the
Yeah.
project I got. So initial years it was difficult to just make yourself understand that you are on the right path or not. You will constantly compare yourself with your peers, your college mates, and see what type of technologies they are working on, what type of companies they are in. uh, so I was also, my mind was like, should I go for an MBA, or should I continue with IT infrastructure, or learn some other technical stuffs which are better paying, or which has better opportunities. But later I realized, after spending 5 6 years in two different organizations, I realized that it's not about the technology that much, because it will change, but how much you are progressing in terms of an overall professional. Because after a certain point of time, technical skills are just will be just one part of your job, and you need to learn many other skills, like how to be a good team player, how to work collaboratively with other teams, how to handle irate clients, how to meet deadlines, how to uh, navigate the office politics.
Yeah.
So so there are many aspects of things that you need to learn. And one it will only come with experience, no matter how much you learn or read about it or prepare yourself
No,
in your
but
head.
what do you suggest about these things in terms of your experience, right? So just to I mean,
So
whenever it
I was
happens,
just coming to
then
that point that
yeah,
there will be moments of uncertainties, there will be
yeah,
moments of ambiguity, but if you are confident on your capabilities that you can learn new things and you can adapt to the changing environment, and you are keeping an eye at the future technologies which are shaping up, which you see that will change the world, and if you're ready to take them up, learn them
yeah,
quickly, so you can change the trajectory of your career at any point of your at any point. So I started with service companies, moved to product companies, moved to consulting. Now again, I'm doing very good in terms of you know uh, working for good organizations, as well as getting to do the kind of work which makes you satisfied, like fulfills you, because you know that whatever you have learned, you are getting opportunities to showcase uh, your skills. So once you reach that stage, and once you have realized that you need to constantly learn, and technology will not define you, it's your ability to learn that will define your career, then that stability phase will come, and you will be mentally a little more relaxed than constantly, if you are comparing yourself with your peers, that's a bad idea. Instead, focus on your skills.
yeah.
And yeah, it's not easy. Easier said than done, but that's the only way you can look ahead in an optimistic way, because you cannot predict what technology you're working on this day will will take you through, will work for you throughout your career.
Great, 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 great. So, what about you, Gaurav, Joshi ji? आप बताइए. I mean, how
Yes.
a person can go through once he is into the organizations, once he understand the initial bit, right? It's been 2 3 years in the organization in an IT sector, and then one fine day, he comes to know that he don't know anything, right? Everybody is way ahead, because the peers is not similar experience. Some of the players are 6 7 years experienced than him or her, but how to cope up with that, because how to cope up with the office politics, how to cope up with the changing infrastructure, changing technology itself. So how, I mean, as per your experience, what do you suggest, a person who has 2 or 3 years of experience, to cope up with all of these things?
Actually, overall, if I'll conclude with my experiences, right,
Yep.
the one thing is very important. Every day it's a new day in corporate life, right? If suppose means and second and the most important thing which I follow till now, that always will involve with the youngsters, which actually came from the colleges, right? Even though you're a manager, always try to be interact with them, because these people are now you can learn a lot from them. Even
They
though
have tremendous energy.
you will
Yeah.
actually, even the first thing and most important thing is you will match the energy level with them, right?
Yeah.
And it will help you,
No,
because
but
in corporate life,
yep.
that is important. That and now which I learned from them, that if suppose at any point of time you feel that okay, in this organization you haven't there is no scope for you, means you there is nothing you can learn from now onwards, right? So better is to leave. That's it.
It is to leave.
This is what I
Okay. That's
this is
the
what I
hard word to say. If you don't have a job, can you really leave?
Yes, it is. And it is actually required, because if you will sit any organization, right, for suppose for 5 to 6 years, have you not get that kind of scope for you, right? You have not learned anything. Right?
No, but what do you think
So
about 3 months of notice period? I mean, so if I want to leave today, I cannot just go and resign until unless I have a job. I mean, what do you suggest? Go and resign and then search for a job, or
no,
just
no.
search for a job then
To s-
resign once you get an opportunity, once you have the offer letter with
So
you.
so one line which I always repeat, and when I discuss with anyone, I always say that आज आप जॉब नहीं छोड़ रहे, right? आप इस कंपनी को नहीं छोड़ रहे, अगर एक दिन उस कंपनी ने आपको छोड़ दिया तो क्या करोगे?
क्या करोगे? I mean, yes, but
वो
but but
so
but
इसमें so
you
you need to actually prepare your mind. And what I have learned now from, because when we started our career, right, it was actually a tough time
yes,
because we don't have that kind of platforms, right? And we didn't have that. If suppose we need to learn anything new came to the market, suppose VMware, just an example, right? So if suppose we need to learn any, suppose we need to learn regarding VMware, right? So can we purchase our servers into at home? We need to
no,
build that all, right?
yeah,
But now the youngsters have that kind of opportunity, right? And they use that opportunity and they present themselves in front of the to the world, right? So when we started our career, it's actually a big challenge for that. And so this is the reason I always told that you need to be, ready yourself every day. When it and second and the most important thing which I've learned from them, that in the initial stage of your career, right? Either you need to change a job, do something, whatever you want to do. Means if suppose you feel that okay, I don't want to do a job, I want to start something else, right? I own my I will be my own boss, right?
yeah,
If you want to do that, do it, try. Either if you will fail it, even though you will learn something. Definitely, this is
of
the one
course,
which I have learned. और अभी क्या है कि अभी now the technology is going to change every day, right? If you will suppose you will create your CV one today, and if you will not, you will just go and just to apply it on 100 jobs, right? So 99 jobs, your CV will be rejected. So it doesn't mean that you are not fit. Might be there is something which you missed in your CV. You go and change it, and it might work. So this is the one. So
yeah.
abhi the means if you want to, which I learned now, and whatever the challenge we face, we see that okay, now we need to जिस उनके जो यंगस्टर्स आ रहे हैं उनके साथ मिलके चलो और उनसे हर रोज सीखो और अपने आप को चेंज करो, बिकॉज वो अभी जिस स्पेस पे हैं, राइट, उसको अगर मैच करना है और वो हैं, मतलब मैं ये कभी कभी सोचता हूँ, मैंने ऐसे बहुत सारे ऐसे यंगस्टर्स देखे हैं जितना हम अभी तक अर्न नहीं कर पाए ना, उन्होंने शायद 2 साल में कर लिया है,
Yeah,
हमसे कहीं
because
ज्यादा।
of the technology itself. I mean, see, if
यस इट
you
इज
are
बिकॉज
into
दे
if
हैव
yeah,
प्लेटफॉर्म। इवन तो मैंने देखा है कि वो फ्रीलांसिंग का काम तो कर ही रहे हैं, यूट्यूब चैनल भी चला रहे हैं, उसके साथ बहुत बहुत सारी चीजें ऐड की हुई हैं। तो वो जो एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है ना, उसका नीड टू यूज। अगर वो जो
I
अभी
am
जो
I
हमें जो
am I
लगेगा
am
कि चलो
promoting cloud. I am promoting cloud. My channel is all about Azure, right? So I am promoting cloud. I tell everyone to to try Azure, try AWS, try Google, whatever. I mean you can get your free the free credits, right? You can create your own infrastructure, understand how IT works, right? Because even if you are a developer, if you know how to create your infrastructure, that would be very helpful to you, right? So this particular thing, right? I am promoting cloud computing itself, but eventually it's all about code. Eventually everything will move towards code. You have Kubernetes, you have things which are
Terraform
which which are
to
which are changing, right?
create.
So yeah, so what about you, Tiwari? Tiwari, what do you think? I mean, I'm talking about the specifics, right? If I'm not happy with my job, right? What next for me? I mean, do I have to look for another project within the organization, because it's not very easy to get another project within the organization. You keep on. I mean, first you have to talk to your manager. Second, you have to initiate something with the HR, and then only it changes, right? It's not very easy to change your projects once you are in the project. So is it like you have to change your company, or is there any other way to do it if I'm not happy with my company or our project itself?
See, this is very situation based. It depends how desperate you are,
Yeah.
how miserable your current job is. Because if it is, too much to take, because I have seen people, I've been into those situations myself, where it consumes you so much, when there is so much pressure. It could be either some office politics that's bothering you. It could be a manager, you're not getting along with, or maybe the colleagues or the project is too demanding. You do not have that kind of bandwidth to, because everyone has different kind of challenges. Job is your
Yeah.
work is just one part of it. So depends how desperate you are, and you always need to make the bargain. Like if you are not looking for monetary gains, the easier way could be to change the project within the company, because I think changing the company is still difficult than changing the project within the company.
Well,
But
yeah. Some people might disagree.
if
Some
you're
people are
struggling
more technical,
yeah,
right? Some
if you're
people are very, very technical, very, very, into the game. They have two offers every time whenever you talk to them. I have been
yeah,
across one person who's every 6 months says, "I have a new offer, man. I can leave this job any day." But he's still continuing with his current job, and he thinks that every 2 years he have to change. But that's not what I recommend.
I will also not
Yeah,
recommend that, because if you want to
yeah,
do deep work, you have to stay in the organization.
for long,
Again,
yeah,
because doing new technical stuff is just
And
one
I
part of your job. But if so, you have to correct the right balance. It's a tough decision, because I have seen people who stayed for one organization very long time, but did not grow in terms of technical skills, as well as if you're getting good promotions, you're into management, or you move into different
then
departments.
it's
You
okay.
now
Yeah,
you can also do, say, you're doing sales, pre-sales, you're meeting clients, so you are still adding skills. But if you are stuck on the same type of work for longer years, then this could be a difficult situation, because you are not learning new things. You're not
yeah.
because you are in the same organization, your salary structure will not grow as fast if you keep swapping companies like
You know
every
what?
2
You
years,
know what? I
which
I want
what
to
is
give one
standing.
example. My previous organization, my manager, he told me that I was being retained with my current company 4 years in a row. So he gave resignation, he was retained. The next year he gave resignation, he was retained. The third year and the fourth year. The fifth year, he didn't even talk to his manager. He's saying, "I'm leaving. I don't want to be in this organization." And the manager keep on asking, "Why do you want to leave? I am promoting you. I am giving you a good salary. Why are you leaving?" He just says simply one thing: "I'm getting bored of this organization," and he left. Okay, after say 5 6 years after that, he's still happy about it. He said that I learned very much about IT from that organization, but I was getting bored of, because I knew each and every person, you know and I was not doing any job. I was still sitting idle and not doing job and still getting paid. That's why he was getting bored. He was not learning new things. So that's why he left. So it depends. You clearly say that how motivated are you to get a new job. But yeah, I mean,
no,
it's
but I just gave you one example
yep.
that in 2021, one of my junior is stuck somewhere. He wants to do something, means he's in an infrastructure project. He was in an infrastructure project, and he wants to change to some other. He was actually very much interested to be uh, on database side, right?
Yeah.
So he asked us that, okay, can I get an roll off? So at that time it was not possible.
Okay.
So, so he said, actually, I was. So I said, what exactly you're doing for to learn about database? Have you spent any time for that? He said, yes, I worked on Power BI. Okay. So he said, in this particular project, means in that particular project, I didn't have any scope. Okay. So I said, could you just do one thing? He said, what? What is that? I said, every day, right? There are some mails coming to you, means sometimes it's not relevant to you, right? From on site, from different application team.
Yep.
It was just you marked it as a CC, just or you or your group. That's it, right? So in that sheet, number of time there are some data going on, right? So you just need to do one thing. He said what? I said you just need to do one thing. You just get that data, right? Read that data, go into the Power BI, create something slides and all, and send it to the management. That's it. He said if it's they don't want anything. I said if they don't want, that's not the deal. You
Yeah,
love to
you're
work in
learning.
Power
Yeah,
BI, just get
yeah,
that data, create something else, whatever you feel, right? Or you have a SharePoint, put it into it, create a slide, put it into the Power BI. It's a live database, a live you can
yeah. Of
say the
course.
DAX kind of thing, right? You just do it, that's it. He said, okay. He started working on it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For for 2 months, he actually did the same. Sometimes the management feels that, yeah, what exactly he's doing. So he asked to me. I said, I might be frustrated. So he want to change it. So he started working on Power BI. That's it. So he just tried to improve himself, right, on Power BI part. So one day there is some data going on and he just created that text and management see that okay, this is lovely. So what I need to do? He said, can we present it to the client? I said yes. So yet I need certain changes into it. I said I'm not the right person. You need to ask them. He said okay. He went there and he just gives some suggestion to him. He's tried to change it. Then he said, yeah, it is good thing. Yeah, we use Power BI in general way, right? Can we create some decks, live decks, so that will help us to monitor
Yeah, of
certain
course.
things and all? He said yes. So another day, so next time when we go for so, for promotion cycle and all, so management said, okay, here can we promote this guy? He is actually a good one. I said, okay, sir. So I no need to do anything. So my question is that my answer is that if sometimes you are stuck anywhere, right? So whatever
Try
the
to
technology
create
you learn,
opportunities. Yeah, try to
you
create
need to take the
opportunities. Yeah.
opportunity accordingly. Because the one important thing is that if you'll sit anywhere, na, right, every day you need to just check with yourself that okay, what value addition I can do in this case. If this is your mindset now, so you
True,
always
true.
grow. Abhi
So
now
one
because I
thing,
was
yeah, one thing I want to add, what Joshi ji said is, like you are responsible for your career in your organization. Nobody else will take responsibilities. Your managers and peers, colleagues, companies will help you in that. But it will be the part that you decided for yourself and you are working every day for it. If you are dependent or expecting someone else to do that for you, you will be in the queue always. You
Wow.
will, yeah.
What a perfect line. I mean, I must say, what a perfect line. You would be in the queue always. Yeah.
hmm, because Abhi, what I understood now that I was working on means all my four organizations are IT companies, right? Now I'm coming into the different companies. It's not an IT company, right? So अभी mindset जो सोचने का है is totally changed, right? So my manager told me that okay, what you can do now. So I thought that okay, IT organization के perspective से ही सोच रहा हूँ. और अभी सब चेंज हो गया. अब क्या है कि यूजर्स हैं उनको मैंने कुछ नया दे दिया एनीथिंग. अब सपोज जैसे एआई आ रहा है राइट. तो उसमें बहुत सारे टूल्स हैं. इफ यू ऐड दैट टूल इन टू द Microsoft 365 right, they going to use it and they do something which will be something extraordinary right. सो हो गया मेरा काम. सो मुझे हर दिन ये सोचना है कि अब लाइक माइक्रोसॉफ्ट है गिविंग सो मच कनेक्टर्स एंड ऑल राइट. सो हाउ वी कैन यूज दैट कनेक्टर
Yeah.
which can help to the users right. उस thought process से every day we need to see कि उसके लिए सबसे जरूरी क्या है which I actually missed in our career as well. That if suppose you're working for some client who is having suppose petroleum client right, we're using for actually data infrastructure for petroleum organization. सो उसके पर्सपेक्टिव से ये कि पहले उसका ओवरऑल उसका मतलब उसका द वे ऑफ वर्किंग क्या है राइट. एंड और उसके बाद हमने इंफ्रा तो बना दिया बट एवरी डे वी नीड टू चेक ओके व्हाट नेक्स्ट वी कैन डू विच
Yeah.
कैन हेल्प दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जिस दिन सोचना शुरू कर देंगे ओवरऑल. और मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि मैनेजमेंट फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम
Yeah.
राइट. उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचना शुरू कर देंगे ना तो एवरी डे विल लर्न समथिंग.
But that is the that is the good motivation part. I mean, that's the ideal situation. Like, everybody thinking about the organization, not only organization, think about yourself, how to grow your career, right? I mean, if the person is uh, not willing to do that. I'm again going back to the same question, because sometime what happens in the mid IT career itself. I mean, once you are done with your initial years, once you are done with your struggling years, and you are in the well paced place, and then you feel comfortable, right? Because sometime what happens is, if you are in a place for 8 years and you are happy with it, you don't want to grow because you are happy, because it's about family as well, it's about commitments, right? You don't want to leave your job, you want to stay within your job, and you want to stay relevant as well. But it's like too comfortable to to motivate yourself. If that's the case, what next do we do to motivate these kind of guys? Because I've come across these guys in every organization, in every team, right? You have a lala guy who is not actually working. He knows each and everything because he's part of that team for donkey years, and he know in and out of the project. But it's just that he don't want to work. What to do next? How to motivate these kind of guys?
You can't
That,
actually.
no, but you have to. I mean, if you are a manager, see, you guys are managers now, right? Even if you are a consulting, architect or whatever, but you are a senior, right? You have certain guys who really don't want to work. Now, how to get them motivated?
Actually, sorry, I'm going to
Yeah.
add one point, which you need to add certain points in your question, which can help to understand how we need to react. I'll just give you one example which you actually understand that okay, once we start a career, right? So in especially in big organization, there are different kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Some of are coming from a very humble background, right? And still, and it is actually a race, right? And too much politics about it, right? So some of the people are actually coming from a very humble background. You still see that these people are in that organization only, might be on a same level, or they got might be two promotions in 12, 15, or 18 years, but still they were there.
Same. Yeah,
From
there.
organization
Because they're happy.
perspective, they are very good. Organization perspective, they are actually very good. They're working hard, right? Whatever the project requirement is, they fulfill everything. But as per the industry standards, as per their experiences, right, they don't have that much of caliber, so they can try outside, right? So this is the one important part, and this is a very large number of people you will see almost every organizations. So
Yes,
this is
yes.
one of a part of your question.
No, but
Yeah.
So
I know my team, right? I know my team that these are the specific tasks that my team does, and these people are very good at it, and I am okay to give them salary for next 3 4 years, right? I'm okay with my project. My project is very happy with these kind of guys because they are performing for last 3 4 years, and they can perform for next 3 4 years in the same in the same project, in the same salary. They are getting 2 or 3% increment every year. But that not should not be the case, right? We are talking about ideal situation where everybody is growing, right? If you will leave your job, then only the newcomer would come and take your job, right? And we don't want people to stay at that one position for donkey years. We want them to grow, and eventually that will help our company itself, our project itself to grow, right? I can take that person for next 3 years, and I'll be happy with my client. The client would be happy because he has one guy. Every resolution he knows, every troubleshooting done for last 2 3 years, he knows all the answers. Client would be happy. But what about that individual? He would be stuck in his job for next 3 years. I don't know why is he happy. You are correct. Because of his background, he's happy because of his family. But what about next? I mean, we have to motivate and get those guys, into the higher positions. But can we really do it? Can we really empower them to a new level? Can we really do it? And because I can't tell my manager to promote a guy who is just doing the bare minimum, right, to survive.
Well, what I think is there is nothing wrong in being the minimum guy. Why? Because for some people, career aspirations are to get new challenges, new opportunities, get bigger salary. But there are enough people I see in private companies as well who treat it like a government job. jobs. I'm just talking about India, the particular case. If you compare it with US, you will find even more people who will join a company, spend all their life in the same company, sometimes doing the same job for 30, 40 years, same
Yeah.
post.
Yeah,
And
that's the
and
difference
they're happy because
between
they make
India and
decent
abroad. Yeah.
money. Their life is not their work. They have a life outside of work, and they are pretty satisfied doing that, apart from the office hours. And because their office work is not that, consuming, because if you're constantly working hard, putting in hours and constantly taking new challenges, it's stressful, and it exhausts you mentally. You cannot enjoy other things apart from office if you are, too involved in your office work itself, because it will constantly running in your mind, even if you're playing with your kid or doing something else, on a date with your partner. So I don't see anything wrong if you do not want to grow and remain in the same company. If you're comfortable with it, be with it.
Well, I second that thought. If you are comfortable with it, if
Yeah,
you have your life outside work, because but in India, your life is work, right? Your life is 8 to 9 hours giving everything to your work, and life only starts after you leave, office, right? But when you are in office, it's all about work. We Indians are not like Europeans or US. We after 4 o'clock you have to leave. It's odd hours for us. You have to come to office at 5, leave at 2 in the night, right? That's a really different thing if you are working in for US shifts. If I'm working in for Australia shift for last 1 year now, and I hats off to those guys who's been working for Australia shift for 8 9 years. I mean, it's really donkey timing because I have to wake up early at 3 o'clock. I don't have anything to do after 3 p.m. I don't have anything to do, but I'm happy. I have my family, and I'm really happy if we are doing. If you are okay waking up early in Australian hours, then it is a very good timing. But if you are not okay, because if you are at the client location, you're coming at office at 9, you're leaving at 5, and then you can spend time with your family. But that's not the case with India, right? We had odd timings. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. If you have a life outside office, and you are treating your office as a secondary place, then it's kudos, right? But that's not the case for all of
most of
us.
the guys, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do
See,
you think, though? Yeah.
most of the time, I think what I understood now from from almost 19 to 20 years, that you always think about yourself, right? Because if you will not grow, right? So one day, if you will suppose now, if I'll suppose you will create my CV for from 1 to 10 for technical thing, right? So the company's expectation for me is now I'll be in a some managerial role, right? So if I will not change myself, right, once one day I will be obsolete. That's it. Simple. So every day you have a very limited time in corporate life. So you need to grow every day. If you will not grow, if you will stop yourself, one day the company will say, okay, goodbye. That's it.
That's a that's
So
a
this
that's
is
a
this is the
very
simple thing.
that's a very
So
a great thing to advise to the younger people, that you have to grow. You can't sit idle for a long time, because if your project goes, then you don't know anything else. You just know that particular project. If your project goes, there is, I mean, it's very easy for people to get, the pink slip. Thank you very much for coming. You take your 3 month salary, and thank you. Your project is over, right? So
that's
it's
it.
yeah, it's very well
So
said that you
so
have to,
so stay with
yeah,
stay with the stay with the positive people who always share a
yeah,
positive thoughts, right? Because now I means my my habit is that I always motivate my team, right? So one day I asked to one of our team member, she was very young. She said what I need to do now. Nothing is there. This is just a the same thing she was doing
doing
every
again,
day,
again,
right?
yeah.
He came to me and said, "Sir, what I need to do?" I said, "Yeah, you right now you're doing working from home, right? From last 2 years, right? So you look at that outside world, right? अभी आप जैसे लोग तो दे आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड देयर ओन कंपनीज, राइट? अभी ये जॉब के पीछे यू हैव अ 6 and 7 lakhs ऑफ पैकेज, राइट? इतना तो लोग आजकल एक एक महीने में बना रहे हैं। तो उस पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचना शुरू करो। तो उसने सही में ही ऐसा कुछ सोचा, राइट? साथ में फ्रीलांसिंग का काम किया, और
Oh,
नाउ शी इज मूविंग टू सम, वो अभी वो इंडिया से बाहर है अपने आप ही। शी इज गॉट द जॉब, पहले वो फ्रीलांसिंग हुआ, उसके बाद बाहर चली गई। तो देन शी
yeah,
सेड कि यार, आई थिंक यू आर राइट, कि अभी कोई लिमिट नहीं है, देयर इज नो लिमिट। इफ सपोज आई डिडंट गेट एनीथिंग इन माय करियर, सिंपल, मैं कुछ नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, तो दैट्स माय फॉल्ट नाउ।
yeah, very
थिंग्स
well
आर
said.
ओपन,
Very well said.
थिंग्स आर ओपन नाउ, मीन्स अब मुझे, या तो मुझे वो 20 25 या 30 40 लाख की जॉब के पीछे भागना है। अगर मुझे नहीं मिल पा रही तो ये मेरा फॉल्ट है, बिकॉज नाउ एवरीथिंग इज ओपन नाउ। टेक्नोलॉजी, इफ यू वांट टू लर्न एनीथिंग, मतलब मैं इतने सारे यूट्यूब चैनल्स पे देख रहा हूँ, पीपल आर नाउ देयर डूइंग देयर इंटरव्यूज, राइट? इंटरव्यूज, दे आर सो मच मोटिवेटेड टू अदर्स, लाइक कि एक कल परसों मैंने एक इंटरव्यू देखा, उसमें वो लड़की ने बोला कि मुझे कम्युनिकेशन में भी प्रॉब्लम था, तो उसने उसको इम्प्रूव किया, और उसके बाद डेटा एनालिसिस एनालिटिक्स की जॉब में जाके उसने जॉब ली। तो उसने बोला कि आपने यार कैसे, जब आपको कम्युनिकेशन में प्रॉब्लम था, टेक्नोलॉजी आपको पता नहीं थी, तो उसने सीधा जवाब दिया कि मैंने कम से कम, मैंने इतनी बेइज्जती करवाई है अपनी इंटरव्यूज देते देते, कि मुझे पता चल गया कि क्या करना है, राइट?
Yeah,
अभी तो क्या
everybody
है कि वो
has.
उसने कहा,
So
तो
everybody
उसने उसने
has one guy who has given more than 10 interviews for every job he gets, right? I know one guy who has given 40 odd interviews for getting getting a job. We know who is, right? but but
तो
but
वो तो,
but but very well said, both of you guys. I mean, it's a very good takeaway from this session itself. To keep updating yourself, to understand how to take your career ahead, because it's in your hands, right? It's not. I mean, Tiwari ji has also said the same thing, right? That the people around you are very helpful only if you help yourself, right?
true,
Because you have to help
absolutely,
yourself first. Otherwise you would be in the queue, right? As you said earlier. And as you said, you have to give the opportunity. The one thing that you said, Joshi, is that you gave the opportunity of that. You showed him the path of the Power BI. You asked that person to do something with his skills, right? But so you have to motivate others, and then it's up to the person, it's up to the individual how he takes that, and how he upgrade himself, and then to move forward. But my takeaway from this session is to educate people. It's your IT career, it's in your hand. You have to go ahead. It's AI can come, but it's up to you how you adapt to the AI, right? So
True.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for this lovely session. I
and
really
every
want.
and what I learned from some of our teammates and all, every skill is important. Even though interview
Yeah, yeah.
skills are also very important.
Yes,
True.
yes. Not only giving
That
interview skills, not only giving interview, taking interview is also important nowadays. I mean,
also
you are.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're doing a pretty good job, Saurabh.
yeah. No, it's yeah. I've been taking interview 4 5 on daily basis. I have an opportunity. You can contact me anytime. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for this lovely session. I hope
Thank you.
we can continue. We can have this more often. And thank you so much. I'll just stop my recording.
Uh,
Thank you.